Hello, welcome to Revenant Reads. I'm Vin, and this is the Quarter Year Crisis book tag. So, just got home from work on a Friday. My spring break is beginning. Figured I'd enjoy the nice weather, have a beer, and just take a moment to breathe and actually make a video, which I haven't really done in about 2 weeks because it's been very busy. And this one was quick enough. I'm hoping during my week off next week to get some more videos done. But this one in particular, probably be a nice little catch up for the first 3 months of reading. And this is created by Roisin's Reading. And some questions prompting just really how the year is going so far as reading is concerned. So the first question is, how many books have you read so far? Up to this point, I have read 19 books. A couple of them larger books. My number I think would be higher by this point, but I did read some pretty thick ones. One of them I just finished this week, over 1,000 pages. So my number would originally be higher. Have you already found a book that you think might be a 2022 favorite? If not, what was your favorite book that you read that wasn't quite 5-star? I think the book I've maybe been most impressed with so far this year would be The Hemingses of Monticello, An American Family by Annette Gordon Reed. Her work dealing with the slave family that was closest to Thomas Jefferson. And I thought that there was just some excellent scholarship going on in there. A perfect example, I think, of scholarly conjecture done right. I really enjoyed that. I also, just this week, I finished reading James Clavell's Shogun, which I really liked. I'm still kind of sitting with that one, deciding how I feel about it ultimately in the end. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the ending, I have to say, or at least last couple hundred pages. I'm still sitting with, but those are probably the two that I've been most impressed with. I did also read The Landmark Thucydides, which I just love reading ancient history. So that was a really great experience as well. Next question. Any 1-star books or least favorite book of the year? Thankfully, no. Haven't had any bad experiences. My most read genre so far, that would be history. Very typical for me. I've read 8 history books out of that, what did I say, 19 books. So half of the books I've read so far have been history books. A book that surprised you. I did mention Shogun. I was surprised by that one in the fact that it is a large book, about 1,300 pages. It's what I chose for March of the Mammoths. And despite it being very large, it did move very swiftly. I appreciated that. A big oil truck going by. Of course, one of the hazards of filming outside, sometimes the road gets a little bit loud. But Shogun was, pleasantly, surprisingly, swiftly moving, kept me engaged, especially the first half. The first half really moves. It's a breakneck pace. It does slow down in the second half, and I liked most of the second half, I have to say, and that's what I was saying. I'm still kind of feeling, or deciding how I feel about it at this point. Next one, books that's come out in 2022 already that you want to read but haven't yet. I don't pay close enough attention to new releases. Most of the things I read are generally older. One goal you made that you're succeeding at. Well, I did want to read more historical fiction, and Shogun certainly fulfills that, although it is written from an outsider's perspective in 1970s about feudal Japan. I did certainly get the impression as I read through that we're dealing with a certain time period's lens into the past. So it is historical fiction, but I kind of took a lot of it with a grain of salt, I'll say. I do want to get to some more recently written historical fiction that is maybe a little bit better on the research end, ultimately. One goal you made, you need to focus on. I do want to read more horror this year. So next month is a new booktube event, Horror Mayhem, reading horror in May. I'm not only going to read horror next month, but I am definitely going to make sure I read some horror for that. And the last prompt is new to you booktubers, bookstagrammer, booktokers for 2022 you recommend. Unfortunately, I've been so busy, I don't know how many new people to booktube, or at least new to me, that I've really gotten to watch and see. One of the newer ones I noticed in the last couple months that I saw was I think Read by Fred, because he had made some videos about Book Trek, which was an event last year in BookTube that I helped to spearhead, just reading Star Trek fiction, and he had made some videos about that. And then I saw that he also reads ancient history, which I certainly, take at least a mild interest in. So yeah, he's one that I'll mention. Read by Fred. I think a newer channel, but I wish him a lot of luck in the BookTube world. So that is it. That is the Quarter Year Crisis book tag. Gonna wrap this up here and enjoy a little more sun while I can. All right. Thank you, BookTube.